Welcome back. My name is Nox, and I'm going to be doing a brief trailer reaction. So, if you followed me from my Murderbot reactions, you might know I'm a fan of sci-fi. I had a job where I could listen to audiobooks very briefly, so I really got on to listening to different sci-fi books after I was finished with the Murderbot Diaries, and I thought, The Martian was a cool movie, I'll listen to the book. The book was cool. And then I was like, what's the newest thing from Andy Weir? Project Hail Mary. So once again, I am a fan of sci-fi who has read a book, and they're now going to put out a big budget version of it. I believe with, I don't know the actor's name. So as for the trailer, I figured why not sit down and watch it. I was a huge fan of the book, despite having the central twist spoiled for me in the podcast that recommended it to me. So I wonder if that twist will be spoiled in this trailer. That's an interesting thing to believe, because it was spoiled on like a recommendation quote on the cover of the book by George R.R. Martin, because he was so effusive with the praise. They're like, well, we have I remember this, sorry, this is just a pull from the podcast that I was listening to, but they said, we got a great, quote, recommendation from George R.R. Martin, but it spoils the main twist, so whatever, put it on the book. So let's see. If I'm remembering what the book's about, it's about a science teacher who gets promoted to researcher and then astronaut to fight a threat to Earth. So let's see what's going on in the trailer. Okay.
Please state your name.
Ryland Grace.
Yep.
I spoke up from a coma. I'm several light years from my apartment.
And I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut. I'm not an astronaut.
If you don't go, you die.
There's Strauss. Okay.
Like the rest of us.
Okay, how much are they gonna play with his amnesia here?
Sun is dying. You are the only scientist who might know what this says.
I'm just a teacher at Grover Cleveland Middle.
You're a teacher now.
Molecular biology. I need you to come with us. This is Project Hail Mary. The sun is not the only star dying. Every star was infected by its neighbor, except one.
Why?
That's what you're here to find out.
The ship to go there and find out.
It's 11.9 light years away. The astronauts die in space.
It's what you Americans would call a long shot.
Hail Mary.
Yeah, hence the name.
Who on earth is going to sign up for this?
Well, eventually you.
We do nothing. Everything on
That's
the planet.
probably the other
Solution.
astronauts dying there.
You are my solution.
I put the not an astronaut. I've never done anything. I've never done a space. I can't even moonwalk.
Okay, they've got Ryan Gosling, of course that's his name. A little gold plate like the Voyager.
I understand.
They've really captured Ryland's a personality, his snarky personality.
The world is counting on you.
This place
Lord Miller?
is for you to understand.
Yep, spacing their bodies.
People are not good at things.
You know who you are. You're gonna do great.
I conquered zero G in 5 hours.
Object approaching.
Oh my god.
Whoa! That's certainly a representation of Blip A. They're just gonna spoil it. Okay. There he is.
So I met an alien. He's kind of growing on me. At least not growing in me, you know, which was a concern for a little while.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Grace. I'm gonna call you Rocky. Thumbs up. Nope, that's thumbs down. We do the thumbs up. It's close enough.
Okay. Okay. So, yep, that looks pretty accurate to the books. Between all the adaptation projects I've followed over the past few years, starting with Sandman and Arcane, and eventually now with Murderbot, I've really sort of, in growth with my own career as a writer, I've really taken an appreciation for what it takes to make a good adaptation. And I've definitely, from the trailer, can tell that they've probably already tinkered with some of the setup of the book, because it works. First and foremost, it works as a book, but when you're turning it into a movie, much like The Martian, there's huge parts of The Martian that are super fitting for a, like, in-depth, very practical sci-fi book that just don't sell on screen, so they just ejected them and said, don't worry about it. Yeah, there's a lot of, like, Grace's amnesia has probably been rejiggered. What the central threat of the astrophage has probably not changed, because it's not too important to the overall story, but the candidates for who goes into the program, and that, and like the general flow of the story around that has probably been rejiggered. But I doubt we're going to be doing the framing device where it bounces back and forth as he regains his memories. But we did in fact see well, we didn't quite see it. We got the main twist. The twist that this lone astronaut meets an alien while he's out there. It's one of the best parts of the book, and I love it dearly. And I like that they conceded that twist because you have to sell the movie, but they didn't show us the alien, if that makes sense. We got little tiny glimpses in the fact that there is an alien, because similar to other really hard sci-fi, this is a really alien. So I'm excited to see. I might watch that on this channel if it's released digitally. I'll probably go to theaters to see it, because I haven't seen many movies in theaters lately. But regardless, I am going to be late on this week's Murderbot trailer, because I'll be away from home. Or Murderbot episode, which is a shame because it's probably the big episode. But I will be away from home and won't be able to record my reaction. So I'm going to save my reaction. Presumably Monday night is when I'll be able to get to it. I'll be spending time with family. So until then, I'll see you all later.